What's up guys, I hope you are having a great day because in this video I want to focus a little bit on string concatenation and appending. A thing that you could do in JavaScript and pretty much in every other programming language is string concatenation. And what that basically is creating two variables. So let's do that first. So let's create a const first name, which is equal to single quotes Dari, and the second one of const last name, which is equal to do. If we also create a let val, which will contain the value of Dari and do, and also a console.log of val, save it. The output is undefined because val is empty right now. But what concatenation basically is adding the two strings and making one string of it. And to do this, we need to set val equal to first name, space, and to add concatenation in JavaScript, which is different in any other programming language, but in JavaScript we need to add a plus sign. And what we want to add is last name. If we save it, you can see that Dari do has been printed out, but the problem right now is that there is no space in between. And obviously there's a way to fix everything in programming, and this could be fixed as well. So if we go after our space, and we had a space, we had single quotes, a space inside our single quotes to separate first name from last name, but you can see that we're getting an error message right here because we cannot paste it right after it because we need to add another plus sign. So if we save it right now, you can see that Dari do has been printed out on the screen with a space in between. If we go back for a moment, you can see that we added single quotes right there. But we could also add double quotes like I have mentioned a couple times before. It really doesn't matter as long as the opening and closing quotes are the same. So what does not work in this case is to add an opening single quote and replace the closing one with a double quote. And you can see that we're getting an error right here. The problem with single quotes is that if you want to use a word that has an apostrophe, then we need to replace our single quotes with double quotes. What I mean is that if we add I'm, so I apostrophe am, you can see that, this doesn't work because it sees this as a string and, everything behind closing one as a string. To do this, I always recommend you to use double quotes. So let me replace them for a second. And right now you can see that our error message has been deleted and we have a single quote inside our string. Another good thing to remember is that whenever you use the methods that I just showed you, numbers were changed into a string. Let's say create a new const called age, which is equal to 24. If we add our age inside our val, it will automatically change the number to a string. So after last name, let's hit space plus sign, and let's add our age right here. And right below our console log, let's create a new console.log, but instead of the val, let's add type of val. If we save it, you can see Dari, I'm do, 24, but the type is equal to a string. Now, there is also something called appending in JavaScript. And what appending basically is to add content to the end of a variable or string that already exists. So let me add a comment, because we're going to append, so appending. If we set val equal to John, followed with a space after the name John, and on the line below, we could say that val space is equal to do. But that's not what we want because we want to add do right after John. And this can be done by adding a plus sign right in front of the equal sign. So we're saying take John and add and set it equal to do. So we're adding do after John. And this does not only work on strings because after val, we could say val another time plus equal age. Let's save it. And 24 has been pasted right after. But the only problem right now is that age has again been converted to a string. This was it about concatenation and appending. I hope that I gave you a good overview of what it actually is. If you do enjoy my videos and you want to see more, leave this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button.